Welcome back to Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth, and Ken, yes, I will be stopping by the ticket office. In fact, I'll do that right now, because we have one more special screening to go through, and it is a Unison Attack one. The Ties That Bind. I'll hopefully be doing more of A.I.G.I.S in this part too. Rescue the baby dinosaur. Oh no, I just suddenly had a horrible thought for how I could read this out, okay. Even in an artificial land, babies are a natural thing, and even if it's a dinosaur, a baby separated from his parents is a frightening thing. That was my best attempt at a baby voice. Anyway. Anyway, babies. What about babies? You guys got any babies? I love Uni so much. Oh no, now suddenly all this levity is ruined because Futaba has actually got trauma triggers from this. Yeah, like that is the thing, it's like, like, I'm just thinking of, like, the merits of, like, sometimes people might need to know, like, spoilers about certain plots ahead of time, just so that they know there isn't anything that's potentially gonna bring back real, like, memory. It isn't so much, like, trauma triggers or anything, but more just the kind of themes that they're not really wanting to deal with right now. But at the same time, there's also merit to going into things unspoiled, and also there's merit in experiencing media that does depict situations similar to actual realities you've been through, because sometimes that can be cathartic, like exploring those things in a fictionalized form that, you know, can't, like, physically hurt you. I don't know what I'm saying here, but anyway. The key takeaway is baby dinosaur we must rescue, and apparently Yu-Gi-Oh and Haru will be involved in this. I thought for a moment it was going to be Mitsuru and Haru, but no, it's Yu-Gi-Oh, because I was going to make I was all prepared to give a big speech about how finally they're actually doing a special screening between two people of the same arcana, but no, it's still different arcanas. Okay, I have some new weapons, apparently. Oh, right, for the P3 cast. Oh, look, let's give Yukari even more agility, like she needs that. Critical +5 on Ken's not that bad. Oh yeah, I have since been told by comments that the critical rate boosters on weapons do actually affect skills, not just your normal attack. Shinji probably takes offense to the fact that weapon is described as being used by lumbering hulks. Yeah, just like a lot of the magic users, I would rather give Yukiko immunity to all binds. Oh wow, Haru is desperately in need of better armor. Yikes, that is low defense for someone who's meant to be a tank. I think I'll go with the ailment resistance, though, over the bind resistance. Mega Axe! I mean, the boost to HP is pretty good. Like, I guess I could use these screenings as, like, a good way to check the equipment of the people who are involved in them. For example, yeah, I will take Magic +2 fan on Yukiko. And let's move out. Like, to be honest, I'm actually not hugely familiar with how this special screening worked. I just remember it's Yukiko and Haru, and they do stuff, and babies. Babies. Actually, I kind of feel like maybe Uni is like... I mean, I guess Uni's kind of in a way, she's similar to both Chie and Yukiko in a way. Though, you know, I don't like to compare characters from multiple media. There is actually, like, a topic that I really, really want to go into very soon now that all three parties have joined, even though we don't have the full Cs yet. Yeah, we've got a big area of this floor for the screening, though, which means a lot of pressure on me to not miss any chests. Sensing something small, now I'm just reminded of, Ys 8 has a whole subplot where, they find some small, cute dinosaurs, and it turns out they're actually deadly ambush predators who use their cuteness to lure in prey. Well, that's a creative Teddy pun. So Yosuke reminds you of Parsley when he's standing there all alone. That is still... That and Big's theme from Sonic Adventure 1 make me really question whether the lyric writers were taking substances. I mean, these dinosaurs were, like, genetically man-made, so maybe human medicine would work. I mean, that's not how it works at all, but yeah. I started to kind of look more into exactly what happened with Dolly the sheep, because I heard that it was controversial, and I feel like she didn't have a great, life. Which just reminds me that I recently went to, like, a space museum that talked about stuff, and how, I think it was, like, Laika, that dog the Russians set up into space. I don't think she survived. It's like, I think the point of that was like, oh, hey, yeah, living beings can survive the rocket voyage up, but getting them back, right, we still need to work on that. Meanwhile, there was, like, an ape they sent into space who actually, apart from, like, slightly elevated heart rate, was totally fine afterwards and lived out the rest of his life in a zoo. Oh yeah, Noir is the gardener of that party. So yeah, you're not as familiar with that because, well, you suck at cooking, but also, maybe Haru could actually teach Yukiko to be a good cook. But also because, like, in the Persona 4 party, you, the main character, is the gardener. Great vegetables. I kind of got into P4 even on my channel before I knew that was a meme. Ah yes, the vegetable garden that was of questionable use until Royal because it unlocked so late. It's pretty good in Royal though. Oh yes, yeah, you was like, I sense a fellow great vegetable enthusiast. Yes, yes! You don't want to be like a big company president, Yosuke, especially the kind of company president that her father was. Yeah, I do think that Haru is a pretty great character overall. Like, in a lot of ways, she kind of feels like the least overall, like, I mean, like, she's, like, her storyline is fairly conventional. It's very much the whole, you know, sheltered daughter of a, you know, rich girl learns to get more independence from her family and, find her own passions, and her overall personality, besides the sadism towards shadows and combat, is fairly standard for characters of her archetype. That's why I was kind of hoping this was a Mitsuru one, because I wanted to discuss how they're different as Empress representatives, but, like, whereas I feel like Yukiko in a lot of ways Yukiko is kind of more subversive when you think about it, because she does seem to be, and I'm not saying that Haru's a bad character or anything, like, she is great, but, like, Yukiko very much seems like the classic Yamato Nadeshiko, like, ideal Japanese woman archetype, like, the refined, elegant lady who's, you know, more into the traditional feminine gender role, and, like, you know, focuses on just sort of helping people and, you know, less concerned about themselves, more collectivist than individualist. But, like, even as early as Yu-Gi-Oh's dungeon, you find out that Yu-Gi-Oh herself is actually, like, bothered by that. Also, there's a treasure chest on this floor. Not treasure chest, I mean, like, treasure map thing on this floor. But, like Yukiko is, like, seriously bothered by that, especially, like, one of the earliest things you find out about her is how much she hates her name, Yukiko, because it's, like, Snow Child, like, or Snow Girl. It's just, like, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, snow's, you know, beautiful, but it's like, oh, no, it's also fleeting. Okay, so it's to the east. I'm very much not used to the all-out attack killing everything. Okay, yeah, it was here. Oh, well, we actually have artwork for it. Yeah, they do a pretty good, like, job of making some, like, honestly, this is pretty impressive artwork for something you only see in a side quest. We probably need to find some, medicinal herbs, as the Americans would say. An herb. Medicinal and herb. Yeah, we were already there, you know, right there before, Okay, yeah, well, I mean, I guess you know, for gameplay reasons, Rise still has to be able to provide you navigation while she's doing this. It'd be kind of cool if, like, you lost Rise as a navigator while this happened, because, like, she's focused on monitoring the herbivore. Which, in a way, maybe it's like a Five Nights at Freddy's situation where, like, she's got multiple screens and she has to keep watching the herbivore to make sure nothing attacks it, while also watching you. I will fully admit I have not played FNAF. I like that at the very least the special screenings give me the opportunity to pick up the stuff in the treasure maps. Another blank— why are they always just blank cards? I have enough of those already. But here is a door with vines. But is this the N herb we need? Nope, there were not any N herbs here. Other side of the door, okay. It is kind of cool how they use the fact that the shortcuts have, like, leaves and, like, vines on them as part of, like, the side quest. I had a feeling we'd need more. Because, yeah, there's a lot of this floor that's accessible. And I'll want to head around and see if I don't miss any treasure chests. Oh, that is from a later dungeon, isn't it? So, interesting. Okay, I do have clairvoyance on, I just must not have passed by any treasure chests yet. And now I am detecting 2 of them. Okay, even though this situation looks like time for a heal, I think Spotlight plus, Haru mind striking them both down would be really good here. Unless she misses, because, Mind Strike does have a tendency to miss. Look at Junpei just frozen an arm popping animation there, but, yeah, just money. I am intentionally avoiding that lower, shortcut, just because I don't want to end this screening before I find all the chests. Sight beacon? Huh, I don't think we've actually seen that before. Also, yeah, this screening was kind enough to remove the FOEs, so we don't even really need that. Oh wow, rare footage of Mudo actually killing something that's not weak to it. And now, Naoto, doesn't have a weakness to hit, so even when Mudo is— oh, and neither does Yukiko. Even when Mudo actually works in this game, it's still bad. Rip instant death. Persona Q1 to Persona Q1. And no new skill out of Yusuke's Persona for that, but we can at least get this chest now. And it's more money. And I have all the chests now, so I can safely check all of the shortcuts here. So, will we find an herb? We do! So, you can get herbs from any of the 3 shortcuts in this screening, but you only need 2 of them. Well, let's not let Yukiko handle the herbs, because, if she did, she'd probably— actually, considering that she turns ordinary food into poison, maybe she'd make better medicine? I don't know. It's a little ominous that this herbivore is right near this giant skeleton, and maybe this skeleton is actually its relative or something. Okay, I will admit that is adorable. It's like if the good dinosaur were actually good. I have no right to judge that, because, you know, I've never seen it. Also, yeah, Yukiko's habit of giving things funny names continues. Yeah, that was actually the thing that I kind of got off my tangent earlier, but, yeah, like, I think the reason why I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so subversive is that, like, you have even those subtle hints in her first dungeon, but then after that, just you find out that Yukiko has a very weird sense of humor, loves scary stories, is a terrible cook. She, like, really defies the stereotype after seeming exactly like it on the surface, and I do think that makes Yukiko kind of I was about to say subtly interesting, but, like, Yukiko's quirks are very unsubtle once they show themselves, so even still, you probably get what I'm saying. Like Yukiko is an interesting character. And I kind of apologize, to all of the, you know, Yukiko romances for saying this. I still am not really a big fan of her romance route. Like, it's okay, but, like, of the party romances, I believe my order goes, Rise, Chie, Yukiko, and Naoto. Like, Naoto's is definitely at the bottom for me. And Rise's is definitely at the top. And Chie's is quite high, too, and oh, that's also really nice. Though, actually, they look, with the way their eyes are squinting, they look strangely evil here. Now, please don't kill us. Because, like, in the actual wild, going near, like, the children of, like, big herbivores is usually a horrible idea. I still have photos in Japan of me actually witnessing a stag with massive antlers and, like, near a bunch of its family, and we were wisely like, yeah, nope, stay far away. Far away! I feel like I've already told that story within this game, actually. That's the thing with doing commentary on long RPGs. Sometimes you lose track of stuff. I guess every parent worries about their child. Well, maybe not some parents. Like, granted, there is a lot of tragedy in the Okumura family in the sense that, like, you get the sense that Kunikazu probably did genuinely care about Haru at some point, but, like, his ambitions of getting into politics just really started to corrupt that until, yeah, it escalated to the point of no return. Huh. Yeah, like, you never actually meet Yukiko's family and really see, like, how... Wait, oh no, you do meet somebody at the inn, I think, in one of her higher social link ranks, but do you ever meet her parents directly, or... I just had to quickly look up to check if they were dead, but no, they're not. No, because because apparently in her rank 10 social link, she lies to her parents that she'll be staying over at Chie's house when she's staying over with you, so... Yeah, they are still alive, we just don't really meet them? Oh, I mean, it's hard to... Well, no, it's not hard to say who had it worse. Noara had it way worse than Yukiko did in terms of her home life. Like, in a way, Yukiko... even, Like, Yukiko was kind of under, like, the illusion that she was in an abusive dynamic with her family when she really wasn't. She just was too scared to voice her true feelings. And that does happen sometimes. Sometimes, like, people don't realize that things they might confess to their parents that seem like a big deal actually aren't.
Dad, I'm gay. Excellent.
Whereas Haru was definitely in much more of a problematic situation with her family, so yeah. Yeah. So yeah, these two do have some interesting, like, ways they can relate to each other. But yeah, I do wonder if these aspects about, like, the sort of parent-child theming here would have hit a bit harder if you'd actually known Yukiko's parents. Like, if you'd actually got to physically meet them. Kind of looks like one of those collectibles in the Tai series. I've been watching a lot of Nitro Rad videos in the background lately for some reason, so I've been, yeah, kind of hearing that stuff lately. I did play Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 1, and I will fully say, yes, it is extremely Australian, but in the best possible way. And unlike a lot of media, it actually was made by Australians. I mean, from what I vaguely remember, Haru's implied to be good with animals, but I guess that's just Morgana. And now Morgana kills me for calling him animal. Isn't that, like, insanely dangerous temperatures? Yeah, exactly. It's like Macargo levels of insane. I love how Macargo is, like, the one Pokédex entry that people use to headcanon that the Pokedex is written by children in universe, because it's like, this Pokemon is hotter than the surface of the sun, and yet the world isn't obliterated. Also, Kanji's probably the kind of person who cries at, like, even the most minor things in movies. Anyway, my commentary went places here, but, I hope I was still on topic with what this screening represents. I think I was. Ain't it great how we met each... Well, that's a different, you know, that's a different, game. I do love Maze of Life. Road Less Taken is really good too. Like, it is, like, impossible for me to, like, rank the Persona songs because a lot of them are just so good. So, yet another wholesome girl friendship is born, like Chie. Oh yeah, and speaking of, or maybe not so wholesome, because, you know, these two also are both surprisingly sadistic in battle, though Yukiko is more a flanderization thing in spin-off. She really isn't like that much in Persona 4. Like, you know, her whole, you know, stuff towards Teddy's probably more to do with the fact that Teddy's just way worse in spin-offs. Oh no. Oh, Haru. Oh, Haru, Haru, you poor, sweet, innocent child. Just what I was saying. Yes, the game is called Everybody Pick on Teddy, though the game mostly ended with Persona Q1. It's less in fashion anymore. Wait, hang on. Oh, they're finally bringing back the hill thing! Oh, wait a minute. That's a lot of people who leveled up out of that, wow! But, like, I just realized, wait, that makes more sense in Japanese, because I brought this up when I did the Persona 4 Let's Play, but I'll say it again. So, the term Teddy uses for scoring, in Japanese, specifically refers to a woman hitting on a man, and that's why it sounds weird coming from Teddy. And the joke is that he doesn't understand that connotation. So, that explains why they were saying flirting things to Yosuke then, because, oh, that's a lost in, yeah, that is a lost in translation. Okay, I probably should, like, add that to TV Tropes as lost in translation pages. Oh, Severed Fate is a very cool name for a unison skill by those two. Okay, so we've got Confusion Hats and Gas Mask. Okay, I just realized I have not used Shinjiro yet, and this party could use a wall. And I promise to use Femc and him at the same time, because ship. And we need a healer in this party, so let's go Morgana. Yeah, critical plus 10% on Femc sounds pretty nice. Resist Confusion, hey, we had way better than that earlier, we had Null Confusion. Slowly but surely, I am overriding my genetic land saves until eventually only A.I.G.I.S saves will remain. Speaking of which, I technically should have used this elevator last time just so that I could just immediately warp to the second floor whenever I wanted to, but usually there are cutscenes for starting a floor. Okay, this isn't fully voice acted. Ah, yes, whenever somebody promises this, it's never too good to be true, no! Ah, yes, to right the countless wrongs of our reality, we shine the light of true redemption, that this place may become as paradise. What a wonderful world such would be. That was probably a different pun in Japanese, but, you know, you get the idea. I actually haven't heard what any of Ikutsuki's puns are like in Japanese. Localizing puns is always like absolute hell. That's why I've always said, Eustace Winner, I love you, but oh god, why? No, never say that, never say that. If you say that, if anybody selects this option, I will personally disown them. However, going along with it and trolling people about it, I mean, I can see Joker's sorta liking puns, maybe? Junpei is making fun of you. Granted, usually when Junpei makes fun of someone, it's usually in good fun, and not actually, like, malicious. Oh no, we finally reached the peak of Ikutsuki. Him programming an army of robots who actually laugh at his jokes. It's just like a Lego movie where everybody in, like, Lord Business's, like, dictatorship loves Honey, Where Are My Pants, even though it's, like, the most unfunny show of all time. Yeah, when you think about it, it is kind of disturbing thinking that, like, every single one of these robots is essentially just an extension of the one entity. So as I said way earlier, like, this movie is very unsubtle, but there are reasons why I still think it's okay, but it's more like, just like Persona Q1, I can't really talk too much about what the labyrinths represent until later on. I will say this game makes it more obvious than Q1 did, and that isn't criticism that I have of its story, but I do like the way everything makes sense, like, thematically. I like that also, this shows that Cease does acknowledge A.I.G.I.S.'s free will even at this point in the story, before she starts fully, like, embracing that. Like, even if A.I.G.I.S. herself didn't believe she had free will, everyone all of her friends already thought so. Oh boy, yeah. We had Naoto geeking out over A.I.G.I.S. in Q1, and now Futaba's here? Oh, A.I.G.I.S. is not safe. A.I.G.I.S. is extremely not safe. There's two of them. Surprisingly, I don't think Naoto and Futaba have any special screenings together. Like they have more in common than you'd think. Like, I kind of feel like Naoto's, like, nerdy side doesn't really get, like, explored as much as it could be, apart from her dungeon being, like, Featherman themed. Let's put the downstairs there. Ah, yes! Now we'll never get lost in this amazingly complete map that has 3 tiles and a staircase. I mean, you know, FemC is always just, overly optimistic about everything as a coping mechanism, so, like, maybe that's kind of tragic that she thinks this map is good already. Oh, right, speaking of which, I should probably go ahead and check what my map of this floor looks like in advance, just to make sure that I'm not, being dumb. Okay, alright, yeah, we've got more... Okay, so the lower path dead ends first, so that's the one that I'll start exploring now. It really just goes to a, almost a special screening, but a treasure spot. We also have a new regular enemy. Iron Dice is only weak to fire, and see that almighty skill that's question marked? That is self-destruct. And we also have, Cybane balance, so we need a nuke. Thankfully, though, I can fire you. Okay, you guys are ice weak. I guess let's try having Shinji line guard. Nucleo strike link on that. Okay, yeah, slight problem. I don't really have any AoE ice anymore. I can just kind of try debilitating these until they're less of a threat. You know, I guess I should fully commentate this fight, given that it's Shinjiro's first one on camera. Actually, maybe I should make them a priority right now. Because I do have... Also, I didn't have anyone else target that dice, and that's probably bad, given that I'm trying to link it. And, of course, the only, oh, there we go, initiated self-destruct sequence. The only, wheel that is not, under the influence of all those ailments is... Oh, wow, that thing has a lot of health. Is the one that's power charged, is what I mean. I'm gonna actually go for the armor splitter on that. I feel like I can just ignore the balance for now. It's not really a threat unless I hit it with its Bane element, which in this case is Psi, which nothing here is weak to that. If it was protecting a Phantom Mage, I'd have a lot more problems. Or it could do that and take out my healer before I actually heal. Also, that just shows that Armor Splitter's immediate physical attack is less immediate when you have people using Link skills, or are boosted. Oh, that wasn't even Endure! Nice one, Shinjiro. Because first I was like, oh yeah, it's got Endure up, so obviously... Ow! I do have my Navigator Revive skill, I think. I do have Yomi Return, yep. Of course, I have multiple people who are in need of being returned from Yomi. Oh, do I use this? Do I use this just to show off how dumb it is? Because it's like 10% revival and only usable in battle is generally pretty lame. Because that can easily happen. I mean, that wasn't even the revival stone, but still. Oh, wow, okay, this is actually really bad. I mean, that front wheel's gonna die. Okay, nice bonk there. And you've recovered from Pulimpa. Okay then. I think I'm actually gonna have to use the Renewal Ray because, like, the odds of me actually getting back up to 3 units of energy before, like, the fight is over one way or the other are pretty low, so I may as well just, you know, not bother. Okay, that was Endure. And that was Death. Oh, I'm probably dead. Oh, that was not good. Yeah, this is not good. Oh, I shouldn't have, if I could have Spotlight Vanish Balled if I had Navigator Energy here. So I just kind of have to hope that she's not going to be fast enough, I don't think. Oh, that was... If she was outspeeding that wheel, it would have been totally fine. Well, let's get to see what happens if, like, a Rare Shadow escapes. I'll overwrite map data. Okay, somebody needs multi-target ice here. The ultimate punishment to dying to that fight. I had to listen to Ikutsuki's pun again. This actually does, like, give me a chance to bring up something here, and that is that, like, you might notice that there, I just showed the failed attempt first, and then cut straight back here, rather than putting it in the end of the video or at a certain other point as a fail channel. And I do love the fail channel, don't get me wrong. The reason why I'm not really doing it for this series is I feel like it kind of kills the pacing. Oh, hi there, you look cool. You're not actually a, like an affinity barrier enemy, though, as far as I can tell. The Roaring Turret. Oh boy, Deltarune flashbacks. It's also weak to fire. There are quite a few fire weak enemies right now. I guess they kind of expect you to use Femc here, and then that is on Nuke Bane, so I don't know if I actually have Psi. That could be unfortunate. But yeah, Armor Splitter you anyway, and then yeah, I don't think that I have Psi. Oh, no, I do have Lucky Punch, though, so if one way or another, if I get that thing unable to dodge, then I can knock them both down and get the all-out attack to finish it. It's one of the reasons why I like turn-based RPGs, and then often every battle becomes a puzzle of, like, how to use the right combination of attacks to it. But anyway, what I was saying about, like, the fail channel thing, is that, yeah, I do feel like it kinda... Oh, that thing must be very weak to fire. Speaking of killing the pacing, I'm kind of killing my own pacing here. But, like, it can be kind of a pace killer. Like, I feel like it kind of like, the video has a bit more of a natural flow to it if, like, you see my first just run through the dungeon, and then if I die, I'm like, I just cut right back to where I was, and then, yeah, and I pick off from there. Like, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but, like, I just feel like for this kind of, like, series, I think that makes a little more sense to me. Whereas with the actual main Persona games, like, for example, the original, like, Persona 4, well, that, and I fit the fail channel into the midnight channel, and I kind of liked how I did that, but, like, there, I would, like, basically, I would scrap the entire recording take, if I had a death. I would just scrap the whole take and just redo the entire video. And that way it makes a little more sense to put the failure at the end, because the failure is not, like, canon to the map. And I guess the failure is not canon here too, but the map still remains canon. That's a cool pose from Shinjiro there. Thanks to the whole, you know, oh, hi Tsuchigumo. I know you from Raido now. I mean, I always knew you, but in Raido you actually have voice dialogue as a mini-boss, which is kind of fun. I like how Raido just gives a lot of, like, seemingly generic demons, like, fully voiced dialogue. That is really cool. Anyway, sorry, I'm distracting myself a lot, but, like here... Yeah, like you get what I'm saying, I hope. Like, the flow here is more like, I go through the dungeon, and then if I get a death, I just come back in the same spot. And have the map still retained. Though I will fully admit, and I don't really want to go too far into this because it could just make me feel a bit stressed out, but, like, with, like, life the way it is, I kind of don't really have the time on my hands to afford to, like, completely retake videos because of one death as much as I used to. So that's also kind of a reason why I'm doing things this way. But anyway, okay, yeah, we can see another F thingy beyond this wall, and up here, yeah, it's just a dead end leading to a shortcut. So we know that later on we'll be able to pick, yeah, get to a later area and come back to this earlier one. Okay, we can directly see one FOE, but the other one is still a vague blob on our map thanks to clairvoyance. Cancel. Nope! Okay, that's bad, because that's a Phantom Mage. At least you didn't use your preemptive to, power charge. That's not great. Oh, right. Again, I don't have Sai in this party. That's not good. I really need to get Sayo as soon as possible. I think that would have been on... Let me just look this up. Oh, no, actually. The earliest Sayo seems to be on Narcissus, which is a level 30 persona I couldn't have at this point anyway. And now you're power charging. I would very much appreciate getting either Pulimpa or Magic Bind on that Phantom Mage now. Yeah, you take about half the damage that you deal when you are hexed. It's called Hex here, but probably because Curse is an element in this game. Wow, that's an early self-destruct. At least it impacts enemy. It also causes links. That's really funny. I mean, it makes sense, because enemies hitting themselves in confusion also triggers links, but still. I kind of haven't been lucky with, like, Okay, there we go. That thing is, like, doubly, affected there. And I can still get an all-out attack. I can't get an all-out attack here. Oh, no, wait, I actually still can. Although... Okay. Except, okay, you don't have enough HP to use, Lucky Punch. Right! I can't actually get an all-out attack here. At least it gives me a chance to, like, revive people. Okay, good. Since I've reset, though, I have my Yomi return back, so I'll get You know, I'm gonna get Yusuke back entirely because, he needs experience. Medea. Okay, Yomi Return goes off, and then Yusuke is in the back row where he kind of should be because his durability is pathetic. Speaking of... Okay, at least we got 4 people up now. Don't recover from confusion, thank you. Okay, I actually want to keep some Navigator Gauge around just in case I need to, like, Spotlight Vanish Ball later on. So you're gonna that, and then you're gonna, how about... Wait. Yep, misclick there. But we can get the Lucky Punch in here. Okay, unfortunately its health is a little low for me to get the all-out attack finisher, but I can use Morgana's boost to Revival Stone Shinji, and that way he gets the experience in the fight. So actually, maybe the Revival Stone isn't as bad as I thought it was. I mean, like, 10% revive is not great in most circumstances, but it is still, like, useful if you need just a quick revive before a fight is over. Okay, the downside of Shinji reviving so much HP, it costs me a lot of SP to fully recover it. So we have Door there, we'll be soon approaching FOE territory, and given how much I've been doing so far, also hi event, given the Haru special screening, maybe it'll be a good place to call things after I get through the next FOE puzzle. Yes, a world where humanity has been rendered obsolete by AI. That and the fact that, you know, mankind going extinct, that does kind of fit in with the goals of the antagonist of Persona 3. It's really hard to know just how much I should talk about spoilers here, because there's a lot of stuff in this dungeon that is very interesting when it comes to P3 spoilers. I guess I've been pretty open with a certain spoiler, you know, with Akechi in P5. I'm kind of under the assumption that the majority of people who are watching this have already played Persona 3, 4, and 5. Like, I don't like to spoil, like, really massive things, but, like, the thing in this dungeon that I'm, you know, I very heavily hinted at in the, like, way earlier, that's like, it's a huge spoiler for Persona 3, technically, but, like, they've all been frozen. Maybe they're all in pods being used as batteries by the robots, just like in the Matrix. And then that is a common trope in sci-fi films. Oh, great, there's a lot of passengers then when a guy wakes a woman up from cryogenic sleep just because he read all of her files and wanted to romance her. I watched that movie, and that's because the trailer just completely baited me. Oh, wait, Naoto's referencing the Matrix right now. Akechi, you would think that. You would think that, Akechi. So I have to say, like, the human body produces, like, a lot of electricity, and then I was like, oh, wait, that's literally a line from The Matrix. I've only seen the first movie of that, but, like, Passengers, the trailers made it look like a sci-fi mystery thriller. They did not indicate that it was a romantic comedy, and a really bad one at that. Like, sometimes studios intentionally, like, sometimes studios realize they have something that bad on their hands and intentionally market it deceptively, just because they know nobody's going to watch it otherwise. So, yeah, there is a spotter there, and right in front of us, okay, I see where they're going with this one. We can't go directly forward, because if we do, then the FOE directly in our path is going to come after us. So we have to take another way around. I am kind of glad that I fell for the quote-unquote trap, though, because that way we can actually see this cutscene. Yeah, thankfully Akihiko means destroying that one, not the FOE that will brutally murder us if we try and destroy it. Speaking of which, I should probably get out of this fight as quickly as possible. Oh, new things. Okay, that was a good cancel. Every single time I see this enemy, the apostate tower, I think of Rhea in Three Houses. It is weak to ice. Okay, then. I don't think this fight is worth bothering with. so I'm just gonna Spotlight Vanish Ball. If there wasn't an FOE chasing me, I probably would attempt this, but, as it stands, I don't really see me being able to beat this fight in, like, 3 turns. And even if I were to successfully escape from the FOE... Okay, that area is blocked. It would still erase the other enemies in the fight, making everything that all my progress pointless. Aha, we got these gates back again. I guess as they are the first gates we've noticed on this floor, I'll mark them in blue. But yeah, one thing that I have seen some maps do is to mark out, like, the gates that are closed and then the gates that are open in different colors. That, maybe that's better. But since I did, you know, choose to do the coloring based on which gates are linked together directly, which I would assume this one here is. I'll do it that way. So yeah, we can't get forward until we move through these gates. Oh, right, Rampage. Yeah, Rampage Driver's Mudo. Okay, I do have Magaro in this party, because, yeah, I got Morgana. It's like, I have a pretty big lack of good win personas, but, like, you know, Morgana has multi-target wins, so that's fine. I doubt this is gonna work. Oh, hey, it did! Oh, it worked better than... It worked better than I thought. I think Morgana's faster than Femc. Oh, wait, no, Femc is using a link. I realized that just a second too late. No, that's great, but I kind of wanted to get that heal in for free, because Morgana's SP is running a little low. Okay, that's actually good timing, because there's a lot of things weak to wind here. I think I'll get rid of regular. Like, you can choose to keep the lower tier spells in this game, unlike in Q1, so if you want cheap boost or weakness hitting, that can be helpful. But there are a lot of, honestly, like SP is not as much of a problem in this game as it was in the first one. So you're probably good at, you know, not keeping the low tier skills. Okay, now that door's open. Yeah, and up here just leads to a chest. Super lucky cat! 50% more money in battle, and, yeah, the fact that the first one only showed, like, some yen signs implies we'd later find something that does, that's kind of nice, though. I can't resist the jokes. The obvious jokes. Because Moana doesn't want to be a cat, but does he want to be a super lucky cat? Okay, so if we go through that bottom one, then the way out will close, and then that won't, you know, yeah, let us get through there. So, let's head through here. Yeah, already 25% of the way through the map, which is kind of nice. I say kind of nice too often. I don't have enough Psy to make this fight worth it, which means I probably should equip Unicorn on somebody, because Unicorn actually does have Psy. I believe Ailment Arts does still boost instant death chances in this game. It's just that for the reasons that I've already explained, instant death has its issues. Yes, I do see what they want from me now. But let me just explore this little area first. Because, yeah, if I go through the bottom one here, then the one that leads to the spotting FOE will close. Whereas if I go through this one will open, and then now that one's closed, and then that way this will open that, and I'll be able to get through. After this enemy. And now you actually get a turn, great! Because that will put everything knocked down, so we can all-out attack. I just remembered that the FOEs are weak to wind, so that's going to be good for Morgana if I have, like, SP for that. Fortunately, the ones with the weaknesses of the remaining enemies are also the ones who are boosted, so this should finish it. The FOE does have Elect Dance, though, so I have Resist Elect Personas. I could give Morgana one of them. And yeah, this is kind of the problem. The Persona 3 crew are kind of over-leveled compared to everyone else. I'm probably going to have to do another grinding session at some point, given how rough I've had it on this floor so far. Oh, you have resistor lek. Probably do that. Then Hair of Inaba goes back on Shinjiro. Oh, I have a growth in it. I forgot I had that. Oh, actually, hang on. Okay. It feels extremely awkward to not kill this FOE in this part, but, like, I am kind of hurting on resources. I think I need to go back to base, and by activating this shortcut, I can skip the door puzzle and just straight up fight that thing next time. So, yeah, I think that is what I will do. So, I will see you all next time as we take out that sentry and progress further into A.I.G.I.S Zone 2.